Yeah, you are. You're
Like, hey, I'm just gonna have a
Remember, she's get the grease. Then just get a she's getting. Oh,
He needs the waiting on the visitors.
two more.
Some more. So now you're like.
What did you do that? I want from a 7 to 6. Whoa! Crazy! Insane. What? No, good just.
Oh.
Yeah, that's crazy. We're changing the weighting just to screw you over.
They're laid down.
You know what? Well, medium. Yeah, that is mean. You know what? I think mine seem bad. But I did not no, but he's gonna put it very comfortable. No, but he's gonna put far because Johnson's distribution has buses now. I think it's 30%.
I just said that. I'm sorry.
I don't know. I think the only thing that can save me right now is more leak. Let's go. No, I don't think so. I don't think so.
I don't.
EDC might be the way to go.
Okay. Yeah, no, wait, this is that. This one is that. It's on the 14th. Remember last time we had 2 weeks? So I didn't have.
You didn't teach me this chapter and then put it
Yeah,
on.
But it's on.
I know, but you.
Then share. Oh, we did that. There was no like, I went from 4.4 to 4.6.
You didn't have to. How is it? So he did it.
Oh, yeah, because like, why does it not? Okay, let us know someone.
How is it? No, we can learn it.
Then to ask Mr. Chen. Just one motion.
Take it out of the way.
Yeah, whatever, I don't care. Just say like, all items. And then like, and then just, yeah. Record the it's too late, bro.
Just send it right, like 2 minutes.
Oh my god. Do you want it to just be?
Here.
It's a lot.
We can actually do that. It's not gonna be so we can just bring it around. Very quiet. I get deserve now.
I call this meeting to order at 4:04 p.m. We'll be starting with roll call. Here, Isaac.
Here.
Zach.
Here.
Hannah. Here. Caitlin. Here. Essia. Here. Joel. Joel.
Here.
Javier.
Here.
Ariana. Here. Ian.
Here.
Ted.
Here.
Megan. Here. Benjamin. Benjamin. Brenty.
Like,
Gonna be late. Leandre.
Here.
Christopher Bloom.
Here.
Aaron.
Here.
Rhea. Here. Adrian. Here. Dana. Dana. Jason.
Here.
Nicholas.
Here.
Kate. Here. Matthew. Here. Daniela. Daniela. Jennifer. Okay, moving on to approval of minutes. I think we have some corrections for both of the minutes. So starting with the minutes from February 7th about roll call. I think you want to point out the ones that aren't the same as the one shown here.
Oh, what day?
7th, last week.
14th?
7th, last week, so
Oh.
far. 7th.
7th last week, I don't think,
Ariana, right?
yeah, Ariana is not here.
I was here 7th.
The
Oh.
14th.
Last week.
Last week.
Oh, yeah, it's after. So we would change, Ariana from present to absent.
For the second.
Is there anyone else aside from?
Yes,
Danielle
late.
and Jennifer?
Late.
Okay, which ones?
Aaron and, I think,
Can you say the time?
4:23 for Aaron and 4:26 for Jenna. And Jason, oh, wait, Jason is 4:16, but I don't know if you're gonna count that.
I think I started at 4:06.
You're fine.
Is there anyone else late? So just Aaron and John.
Yeah,
So Aaron in general, and are not present. For the 7th last of the second.
and, yeah,
And both Daniela and Jennifer left. Okay. Okay, so can I get a motion to approve the minutes of February 7th, 2024 as amended? Isaac.
Move.
Javier.
second.
Moved by Isaac, seconded by Javier. Any second? Seeing none, minutes are approved. Do we also have edits for the 14th meeting last week?
No,
Wait,
I don't, except for Ariana, but that's it. Because Ariana was not present on the 14th.
oh, for the 14th, can you change Ariana from excused to absent? I don't think there are any other edits, so can I get a motion to approve the February 14th minutes as amended? Yes. Jason, moved by Ted, seconded by Jason, any objections? Being none, we'll be moving on to public comments. Are there any public comments? Moving on to budgeter comments. Are there any budgeter comments? I don't see any, are there any budgeter comments? Seeing no budgeter comments online or in person, we'll be moving on to advisor.
Welcome, everybody. So for dinner tonight, we're gonna have Persian food, so like rice, pide, chicken kebabs. So I'm gonna leave here at 5:15 to go get the food, and it's all halal, so those that have those restrictions, just know you need all the meat, and there'll be vegetables and hummus and and lavish bread, so yummy. So, stick around. And Costco chocolate chip cookies, of course, right? That's it.
I have anything specific? I think I will help and that will probably end up getting any action. But other than that.
Dana or Marisa, do you have any advisor announcements?
I do just want to mention I've been out sick this week. I'm doing a little better today, but still not great. Hopefully coming back by the end of the week, if not next week. But so I'll be a little slower than usual getting back to email. So if there's anything time sensitive, just please note it as such if you're emailing me, because I'm going to be doing a lot of catch up. And then just a reminder for all of you, for any purchases you've been making, for any of your committees for DSG, please make sure that you're getting the reimbursements process in a timely fashion, because I know different committees are planning events for this quarter in spring, and it's really important for us to have a clear sense of how much money is actually available. So, and then also for you, we want you to get reimbursed in a timely fashion. So if you have questions about that, just reach out to your advisors. And yeah, that's it for now.
Okay, thank you, Marisa. Dana, do you have anything to add?
No, I don't. Thank you.
Moving on to Senate announcements. Does anyone have any Senate announcements? Matthew?
Last week, we did approved funding for the Boston March of March, so I wanted to let you all know that signups, if you want to go to the march, are open. The march is on Thursday, March 7th. We have a bus leaving from Pienza that'll take everyone to Sacramento. And that's leaving at 10 a.m. Space is limited, so if you would like to go, please fill out the sign up form as soon as possible. It is in the Discord under announcement. Thank you for Lydia for posting it.
David?
The DASG executive position election is starting from next week. So just tell your friends, family, attendants, to vote.
Dennis?
My favorite, one thing I noticed, if it hasn't already been submitted, you could please request that marketing produce some general flyers about the student elections. So we individual candidates, but we need to be promoting the elections as well. So, you know, the dates, the time, the location, and so on, which is, you know, DASG student vote. And then 6 a.m. February 26th to 4 p.m. March 8th, I think. But and then and the DSU election website, I guess, too. Something like catching clicks online and post around campus.
Are there any other announcements? Hannah?
Disability support programs and services, DSPS, at Dianza will be having workshops on every Monday, starting the 26th, which is next week Monday. I think it's 4 weeks in a row, until now, and the last one, the 5th one, we haven't, it's not decided yet. But yeah, do join because there will be current and alumni students from Dianza who are in the DSPS program who will be doing a panel as well.
I just wanted to remind everyone to kind of pick up after yourself in the DSG lounge because I went in there today, like, right before the program's meeting. I'm not the type of person who's like very neat. I don't notice these things, but like it was nasty. There was like candy wrappers on the floor, it's like dusty, crumbs everywhere. So just please be more mindful, like actually pick up after yourself because you are grown. So yeah, thank you.
Any other Senate announcements? I have two. First one is that registration is already starting. So make sure to not to schedule your classes around your committee, shared governance and Senate meeting times. And for our spring Senate meetings, some of our meetings will run long. So unless you have to, don't schedule anything after 6 p.m. on Wednesdays. And the second one is that if anyone's here to run for one of the midterm positions, hopefully if we approve the budget by today, the introduction and approval of consecutive senators will start next week, or it'll start whenever we approve the budget. Moving on to student trustee announcements.
Yeah, there's gonna be a special meeting of the Board of Trustees this Tuesday at 6 p.m., February 27th, and it's gonna be about the increase of non-resident tuition for next year. And it has to be approved by the start of the fiscal year on March 1st, so, and the meeting is also gonna be public, so if you wanna show up and give a public comment, feel free to, it's gonna be at the district office at the.
Moving on to external shared governance reports. Any? Okay,
College council met last Thursday and we discussed college vice presidents running college council as voting members. There were also updates on the ACC3C accreditation. The Measure G mega project task force update included recommendations from Chancellor for the two Foothill and the other campus to come together and develop a process for the official recommendation of how to use mega G funds. Rap share hiring recommendation, they continue discussion on ranking positions of all the buckets, but they decided to table their item until next meeting, so Rap could return with more information.
any other? Exact.
Rap met this Tuesday and there was talk about how some of the constituents, how some of the groups want to go back to their constituents to kind of bring it back and get more input on the current buckets. So we're still kind of like in the discussion phase right now after college council kind of handed back a recommendation for us to look at again. So, yeah.
I have a question. Did they mention what sort of information they wanted back from RAP?
They didn't really specify, because like when I asked like some people on college council, they were just like, oh, because the president wasn't there. But then the official statement to RAP was that they just wanted us to kind of like look at it again, but there was nothing like specific. So yeah, we were just kind of discussing that, right?
Moving on to internal committee reports. That.
Finance is big.
I think.
Administration met today and we basically talked about election and next week and presidential debate, as well as sending out emails for professor to encourage students to vote. I think we already sent out 520 emails, so that's nice. And then we also talked about class scheduling and scholarship for potential resolution.
Caitlin?
In marketing, we actually have the elections held to postpone, ready, we're just approving. Candy Graham have this finished, the research affair have this finished, the elections post Q&As in the progress. And then we also have our call. It's the end of the if you guys have followed it. Yesterday we met today and we spoke about our presentation at the All Peer Equity Conference on Friday. So the invite goes to student employees and faculty and staff. And then it's basically outreach, DSG outreach, that we will be doing in their short presentation. And then we also did a resource fair. I just wanted to say thank you to everyone for volunteering doing the resource fair.
Marcia?
So the programs committee met today and for environmental sustainability updates, the wildflowers planting yesterday was canceled, but it will start back next week. And then the interns just checked in on how their projects are going. The main thing would be that for the eco fund, we're gonna start marketing it out. So once we have that ready, if everyone could just help like spread the word about it, whenever that comes about. Then we just discuss what's going on with flea market, which is that the interns are working on potential promotional items to like promote the flea market, and then also changing the website to be more readable for vendors and buyers. And then we talked about the we're gonna postpone the talent show to next quarter. We talked about what we're gonna do for DSHA and then also for elections. And I think that was pretty much it.
Anything from NCC?
Not much. They weren't.
And please post your committee updates in the committee reports. Anyway. But moving on to approval of consent calendar, can I get a motion? Yeah,
Move to approve the consent calendar.
Leandre,
Second.
moved by Ian, seconded by Leandre. Any objections? Seeing none, consent calendar is approved. Moving on to the first item, which is the DHC program code revision. We will be discussing and approving something. So this is the DHG program. Pretty much the majority of the changes are just reflecting the name change from programs and events to just programs, the addition of environmental sustainability, and also the addition of the flea market, and then just some adjustments to reflect language and all of that. So we'll just go page by page. So starting with Article 1, about the programs committee, so the membership. So these are the positions that are in the committee. The objectives of the committee. And then the right to act. And then section 4, committee duties and responsibilities starts on this page and then it continues to the next. So this is the beginning of it, just reflecting the name change. And then these are the additions, which just reflect, again, like the environmental sustainability additions, and then also the like mini flea market. And then for student rights and equity, it's just reflecting the name change from equity and diversity to student rights and equity. Moving on to the next page, Article 2, officers. So again, just listing out who the officers in the committee are. And then it just explains their responsibilities. So this is for the chair and the vice chair. And then the events coordinator. And then the flea market liaison. And then the environmental sustainability coordinator. And then finally, the bike program coordinator, which would be a new position for that's open up. So, are there any questions, comments, or concerns? Thank you. Okay, okay, can you get a motion to approve the DHC programs covered? Adrian? Coming to the DHC programs covered? Ian?
Second.
Moved by Adrian, seconded by Ian. Are there any objections? Seeing none, programs code is approved. Moving on to the 2024-2025 DHC budget, Fund 46, DHC student representation fund, section code item. we'll be discussing and approving the allocations for Fund 46 event.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
We can go through all of this one, I want to just look at page again.
Hey, just keep that, just ask if anyone have any changes. That's what we're doing. Just make it simpler. But if there are no budgets proposed, and any additions proposed, talk about where to get the money.
Oh, I see.
Likely just special application.
So you just combine cuts and adds, I don't say cuts first and then adds later, it's two cuts or
So you
adds.
think of it that way, like last week, if just consistent. But I would, even also just to move together, just to make safe time. But if we get only adds, it's invested. Then we're gonna. I'll be back. Okay, all right, most likely, easiest place to find that. Right there.
All right, guys, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna look at Fund 46. I'm gonna go through everything page by page. And I'll just ask you if there are any questions, any cuts or adds. So last time we did kind of cuts first and then adds later. This time I'll just ask in one go if you guys can cut anything or add anything, just for the sake of time. Sound good? Okay, so we can get started now. The first page. Are there any cuts or adds? Is this big enough? Is this good? You guys see that? Or should I? Yeah, okay. Any cuts or adds, or just any questions in general? Going once. Going twice. Okay, I'm gonna move on to the next page. So, are there any cuts or adds? This is. Hey, is that it? Wait, Dennis, is it only one page?
146, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, so there's nothing here.
You know, pretty much one page, that,
Yeah.
that item on the second page is.
Yeah, right. So that's it. So we're done?
Well, if, did anyone suggest anything?
No one suggested anything.
Then we need a motion to approve.
Okay.
But what we said, 2024-2025. DASG budget for about 46.
All right, so if there are no questions or any proposed adds or cuts, can I get a motion to approve? It'll be this. It'll be this right here. Oh, yes. I think you gotta read the thing.
Yes, budget for Fund 46.
Google it.
What?
68,422.
Ah. And that's okay. Okay, so,
Can you repeat the motion a little louder, please?
I'm working to 2024-2025 DSG budget for Fund 46, totaling 68,423.44.
can I get a second? Oh, and then thinking about the. What do you want?
I second.
Yeah.
And we have to do roll call for the final approval of the budget, so.
Right? So. Lydia, yes. Isaac?
Yeah.
Is that?
Yes.
Anna? Yes. Caitlin? Yes. Anthea?
I mean, yes.
Joel?
Yes.
Amir?
Yes.
Ryan? Ariana? Yeah. Ian? Ted?
Yes.
Megan? Benjamin, not here.
Yeah.
He's here.
We're here at 4:06.
Oh, okay. Brandon? Leon?
Yes.
Christopher Blue?
Yes.
Aaron?
Yes.
Ria? Yes. Adrian? Yes. Donna? Okay, I'll come back to you. Jason? Yes. Jason?
Yes.
Nicholas?
Yes.
Kate? Yeah. Matthew? Yeah. And then. And then I'm done. No one's done.
All right. So that passes.
It's approved. So we're moving on to fund 41.
All right, so we're gonna do the same format as Fund 46. So I'm gonna go through again, page by page. If there are any questions, cuts or adds, just say it. If there are any proposed adds, then we'll have to talk about where we're gonna cut that from, or like where we're gonna get that additional funding from, but this, we could probably just cut special allocations just because it's so much. But, yeah. So I'm just gonna go through it. So page 1, any questions, adds, or cuts? Good once. Good twice. No? All right. Moving on to the next page, page 2. So, okay, just. Are there any adds or cuts? Or questions? Did I play this stuff? I don't know. Oh, yeah. Oh, the vision. Yeah. Yeah, so this one is just seesaw and FS triple C. No, okay. Moving on. DASG support costs. Any adds or cuts? Yeah. Adds, cuts, questions? Anyone at all? No? Okay. Moving on. Page 4. This is ICC. Any proposed adds, cuts, or any questions? Doesn't seem like there is. Okay, if not, moving on to the next page. So page 5. DSG programs and services. Any questions, adds, or cut? No? All right, moving on to the next page. We're finally getting into external programs and services. So, well, this is a lot to read. So page 6, we have college life programming, Euphrates Museum of Arts. Guided Pathways, Office of Equity, Help Us, Homecoming, Honors Program. Any questions, adds or cuts? One, two, three, okay, no? Okay, moving on to the next page. Page 7. Impact API, Lavos, lead, Math Performance Success Program, Mentors at Pienza, Pride Center, Puente, Umoja, Student Computer Donation Program. Any questions, adds or cuts? Yeah, no? Okay, oh, yes.
Question for the votes, how much did we add,
How much do we add?
yeah,
Then just, can we look at that?
I mean, just look at the last two columns.
Oh, finance recommendation, this is all right, yeah. There seems to be $1,000 difference.
yeah.
Yeah, here.
In the February 7th minute. It says the motion was, there's 3,000, it was 1,110. Yeah.
Oh.
So there's, you're saying there's something incorrect in the minutes or? What else?
I think it was 1,000. We cut it to the end of that one. Okay.
Which, are saying that there's a mistake in the minutes or there's a mistake in the? Okay.
Yeah, most likely the spreadsheet is correct,
Yeah,
so I don't know. So if there is a mistake, it's most likely the minute.
okay.
So you're saying that should be on February 7th under the vote. It should be moved to add 1,000.
I think, yeah, it was 1,000.
Thank you for that. Are there any other questions? There we go. Okay, then, if there are no more questions or proposed adds or cuts, guess we can move on to page 8. So this is only, tutorial, so Student Success Center and Veteran Program. So any questions, adds or cuts? No? Okay, moving on to page 9, we have athletic away games, marine biology, there's no request there. Red Wheelbarrow Literary Magazine and cross-cultural partnerships. So any questions or proposed adds or comments? Going once, going twice. Okay, there are no questions, adds or cuts. Move on to page 10, special allocations. So are there any questions or proposed adds or cuts? Let's see. No, no questions, adds or cuts? Okay. Then. I think that's it.
Open or?
Yeah. Special allocations and, yeah, it's- yeah. So
Unless somebody has anything they want to go back to, we need a motion to approve by this fall.
as it, I moved to amend, is it amend?
Approve.
I moved to approve the proposed Fund 41 DASG budget for 2024 to 2025 as amended. Okay, can I get a second?
I second.
We need to.
I think, who said?
Oh, Kate. Oh, so moved by Isaac, seconded by Kate, then we have to do. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Eva,
Yes.
Hunter, yes. Caitlin,
She's not. She's not here.
Esther,
Yes.
Bill,
Yes.
Amir,
Yes.
Ariana. Ian. Ted,
Yes.
Megan. Benjamin.
Yes.
Bernie. Leandre,
Yes.
Christopher Blue.
Yeah.
Aaron. Ria. Adrian. Yes. Jenna. Yes. Jason,
Yes.
Nicholas,
Yes.
Kate. Yes. Matthew. Yes. Yes.
Did you unlock it? Yeah, that's right.
We approved Fund 41, so we're done with budget delivery. Okay, moving on to public comments. Matthew?
DISA will be having our two-part annual global issues conference on March 4th and March 5th. We'll be talking about, art and liberation. The first one is a great conference where you can learn about global issues. For more information, you can look on the DASG Archives calendar. Any other public comments?
We finally finished budget. So next week, we'll be starting introduction and approval of prospective senators. So make sure to share this within your committees. We have 5 positions open, I believe. Vice Chair of Programs, Vice Chair of Administration, Legislative Affairs Liaison, Vice Program Coordinator, and Social Media Officer. So, moving on to advisor announcements. Dennis?
Don't think I have anything to add. Just congratulations on getting the budget approved. And I don't know, I mean, we weren't sure how long this was going to be or not, and so Drew's out getting food right now, so stick around for dinner if you can, preferably, hopefully you can, so we don't have a ton of food left over.
Thank you, Dennis. Are there any announcements online? I'm not seeing any, so I adjourn this meeting at 4:44 p.m. I-